You accidentally touch a red-hot stove. In a fraction of a second, your arm jerks back, pulling your hand away from the heat. But if you pay close attention, you'll notice a delay. Your body executes that evasive physical maneuver milliseconds before you actually register the sensation of pain. Your nervous system relies on a microscopic wiring network that intercepts danger and bypasses the brain completely. To pass your biology board exams, you have to know exactly how to map this network out. This is a neuron, the foundational unit of the nervous system. The receiving end consists of the central cell body, or soma, and branching extensions called dendrites. The transmitting end is the axon, a fiber insulated by a myelin sheath, ending in branching axon terminals. This structure enforces the unbreakable golden rule of the nervous system. Nerve impulses travel in one direction only. They enter through the dendrites, pass through the cyton, and exit down the axon. Getting that directional flow backward is the most common trap students fall into on exams. Remember, dendrite to cyton to axon, every single time. A single neuron can't carry a signal all the way from your hand to your spine. You need a chain of them. Yet within that network, these neurons never actually physically touch each other. Between axon terminals and the next dendrites is a microscopic void called a synapse. Electrical signals cannot jump empty space. Instead, the pulse triggers the release of neurotransmitters. These chemicals float across the gap and lock into specific receptors, kicking off a brand new electrical pulse. Because only the axon terminals can release these chemicals, and only the dendrites have the receptors to catch them, this chemical relay system ensures the signal cannot travel backward. Every automatic response follows this 5-step flowchart. A skin receptor detects heat, firing an impulse up a sensory neuron. Bypassing the brain, the signal shortcuts to the spinal cord. Instantly, the spine sends a firing order out a motor neuron to the arm muscle effector. This exact loop is called the reflex arc. It trades complex thought for raw speed, keeping you safe from immediate physical damage. Let's test this. Dust flies into your eye, causing a blink. Fill in the 2 missing neuron types. The eye receptor triggers the sensory neuron inward. The brain receives it, firing a command out through the motor neuron to the eyelid effector. The central processor might change from the spine to the brain, but the surrounding architecture, sensory moving inward, motor moving outward, is exactly the same. You can apply this logic to any reflex tested on your board exams, like a doctor tapping your knee with a rubber hammer. Faster pacing. The tap acts as the receptor, sending data up the sensory neuron, directly into the spinal cord, and immediately back down the motor neuron to the effector in your thigh muscle, causing the leg to kick. By understanding this structural sequence, you can deduce the answer to any reflex question without relying on blind memorization. Screenshot this frame. This is your ultimate visual cheat sheet, mapping both the microanatomy and the macro pathway in one place. When reviewing your answers, check for the 3 friction points. Identify the 3 neuron parts, confirm the electrical signal strictly moves from dendrite to axon, and verify that the sensory neuron brings data in while the motor neuron sends it out. Mastering these specific steps provides a logical framework for any biological pathway you encounter on a test, while decoding the high-speed processing network that keeps you alive.